Thank you for tuning in to Split Pea Scoop. My name is Rachel Marisha Morrison. Before we start, I would love to share with you some of my credentials to assure you that you're in good hands and good ears at Split Pea Scoop. My Master of Science degree is in nutrition. My Bachelor of Science degree is in adult health and physical education. I'm an American College of Sports Medicine certified group exercise instructor. I have certifications in first aid, CPR, and AED by the American Red Cross. I'm an author of 2 books. My first book is entitled God Plus Music Equals Joy. My second book is entitled Through the Spirit Health Journal, A Loving, Joyful, and Peaceful Spiritual Nutrition Experience. Both of my books are available on Amazon in paperback and ebook form. It's time to get started. My third episode is all about mental health connections to nutrition and physical activity. It is entitled Eat, Feel, Think. It is a play on words to one of my favorite books and movies, Eat, Pray, Love. And in my favorite scene of the film and book, Elizabeth, played by Julia Roberts, and Delia, played by Viola Davis, have a dialogue where they both discuss how meals, in their opinion, don't have sentimental and emotional vivaciousness and memories associated with them, especially according to Elizabeth. Delia reinforced to Elizabeth that she has a support system and people who love her. However, Elizabeth had a keen desire to travel to Italy to marvel at the language, the food, the arts, and people of Italy. Delia stated that she was thinking sophomorically like a college student in her opinion. Elizabeth countered that by saying her adult life only consisted of relationships and breakups rather than her relationship with herself. Therefore, self-care and self-discovery was the main essence of this film and book, specifically through adventures in Italy, in India, and in Bali. I decided on Cinco de Mayo to take a mental health and personal day. It was a very reflective type day filled with cooking plant-based meals and snacks, as well as through self-care and pampering even more through bubble bath with candles and lime water drinks. One of my candles has a beautiful, wonderful quote, and it says, "You can't make everyone happy. You are not a taco." I've seen this quote in similar ways on a plaque that I bought that said, "You can't make everyone happy, you are not a cupcake." And I saw this on an Instagram post as well from a mental health professional that stated, "You can't make everyone happy, you are not an avocado." Point being that everyone has unique factors and food preferences, of course, that make them happy. What makes me happy on Cinco de Mayo may, according to other people, be socially disconnected or isolating or square or boring, but I loved having my self-care and pampering time. And the foods that I ate boosted my personal mental health, specifically through excellent sources of vitamin C, such as lime water and the limes themselves, and tomato salsa and lettuce. These foods that are rich in vitamin C, they boost your iron intake. And as we discussed in the previous episode, it affects our blood, and therefore our babies need them if we are pregnant. However, low iron levels can also affect our mood and energy levels overall. And our bodies are mostly aqueous, and therefore mostly water. So it's the fluid that our bodies, our minds, our hearts, and souls respond to most optimally. High vitamin C foods and aqueous type foods and drinks boost our mood, our energy levels, especially compared to other beverages, such as beer and margaritas, long term. My bubble bath was filled with pineapple scented soap, and pineapple is another excellent vitamin C source as well. Vitamin C is an antioxidant, and antioxidants eliminate free radicals within our environment that we take in. It also is very important for immune system health, and therefore our mental health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health are boosted through this micronutrient of vitamin C. And when you compare the fruit of limes to, say, a lime margarita tequila shot, there are highlight nutrition qualities that both of these have. So, for example, as we stated before, vitamin C is abundantly provided. According to my specific recommended dietary allowance as a 37-year-old very active woman, I need 75 milligrams of vitamin C, and vitamin C in one lime alone has 19 milligrams. Therefore, 25% of my RDA is met through just one lime. And when it comes to alcoholic beverages such as tequila shots, vitamin C is flushed through the urine due to the diuretic properties of alcohol. So therefore, it's linked to countering immune system health. And also, it doesn't help our essential organs heal on their own because alcohol is counterproductive of the healing properties. That was the highlight micronutrient that stood out to me. And as far as macronutrients are concerned, dietary fiber and the independent fruit sugar of fructose is provided abundantly within limes. And limes only have 20 calories each. And calories are not a connotative term. Calories are simply the energy units that food provide. And within alcohol itself has 7 calories per gram, and margarita shots, they each have 52 calories. And most of that, of course, is coming from alcohol because it doesn't come from other nutrients. And it has 9.95% alcohol per volume per ounce of tequila. Therefore, we must take in nutritious foods and beverages in order to boost our physical health and therefore our mental health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. As far as Healthy People 2030 are concerned, there are statistics that are directly linked and indirectly linked to our mental health. For example, SU-13 is a Healthy People 2030 objective that the government sets for every decade beginning in order to accomplish said goals. And SU-13 specifically states, reduce the portion of people who had alcohol use disorder in the past year. Unfortunately, this status is having little to no detectable change. The baseline of this data from 2018 was about 5.4% of people ages 12 and older have a alcohol use disorder. And this prevalence from 2018 to 2019 has gone up. So more people are drinking alcohol nationally. Of course, in a utopian society, we would have 0% of negative statistics and 100% of optimistic statistics. The government sets a target goal of 3.9. Of course, the desire is to decrease this prevalence. And my perspective is that stress is the main cause of alcohol, beverage, and substance consumption. April was Stress Awareness Month, so therefore it's important to reinforce this act rather than punish certain people. And happy hour after leaving work is not uncommon in order for people to relax and drink after stress at work. There is a novel that I read called Ladies' Night. It was plastered with alcoholic drink beverages and umbrellas that decorate said drinks. There are stresses that come from, according to this book, the women who got together, hence Ladies' Night, were ordered to do so through group therapy. They all had stress from divorces and breakups. And it's sad. Furthermore, nocturnal friendship outings don't necessarily have to be alcohol oriented. It can be, in my opinion, health oriented yet fun. And that's what I like to provide to my clients in a group setting, in a group exercise, and a group nutrition setting. A second Healthy People 2030 statistic that stood out to me was how it's getting worse that there is a reduction of household food insecurity and hunger. This statistic is unfortunately getting worse because in 2018, the baseline of that was 11.1, and unfortunately, food insecure households are going up. It went from 11.1 to 12.8 as of 2022. Food insecurity and hunger is unfortunately directly and indirectly connected to our mental health. Happiness and joy may seem out of reach when the next meal source is unknown. Of course, we want to decrease this goal, this prevalence, and we want to make it 6% according to Healthy People 2030. Of course, we want no food insecure people in this society. However, we have a Healthy People 2030 objective associated with a 6% goal. It's not uncommon for people to feel moody when they're hungry, and therefore there's that mental health connection. One term is called hangry, if your anger is influenced by hunger. In addition, and back to food insecurity, portions are smaller yet more expensive at restaurants. So it's very unfortunate. Food in general at grocery stores, etc., are much more expensive than they used to be. And this is perpetuating this food insecurity prevalence. A third statistic that stood out to me that was connotatively getting worse is that from 2017, 86.9% of adults ages 18 years and older reported having social support. And unfortunately, this number from 2017 to 2022 is going down. And the specific health objective associated with this statistic is to increase the proportion of adults who talk to friends or family about their health. And in this theme of mental health, I personally felt pressured to do everything myself and to stay strong, stay emotionally and mentally stable, as opposed to feeling vulnerable and opening up about certain things. It takes a certain level of self-awareness to speak up, and therefore, therapy is very important and needed for third-party perspectives on life, on friends, on family, etc. And it needs to be fully covered in healthcare systems, in my opinion. Furthermore, the World Health Organization reinforces the importance of this by stating that there is a loneliness epidemic going on due to recovery from COVID and prior to COVID. But it's getting worse. A lot more people are saying that they have little to no authentic friendships. According to the World Health Organization, people across all age groups and all regions of the world are affected by loneliness and social isolation. The current Globe estimates suggest that 1.1 in 4 older adults experience social isolation, and between 5 and 15% of adolescents experience loneliness. There are other World Health Organization statistics that are associated with loneliness and social isolation. There are health risks such as an up to 50% increase in developing dementia, a 25% increase in risk of early death, and up to 30% increase in risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease. I personally am blessed to be a nutrition scientist and group exercise instructor, to meet other scientific and sporty individuals of similar interests or who benefit from my services, to assure that people around me and myself do not feel as lonely during, say, singlehood and periods of friendlessness. I even created a meetup group in the past called Sports and Spices to meet other women and men as well who are interested in athletic activity and dining as a local solution to this problem. I also created in the past a book club called Better Us Book Club to meet people who like to read self-improvement books. There are sports and physical activities that I love to do that boost my mental health and, of course, my physical, spiritual, and emotional health. I like to do kickboxing. I like to dance. I like to play flag football. And these activities help me personally with my memory, not just my muscle memory, but to remember dance choreography, to remember kickboxing combinations, to remember plays that my team captains conducted within the co-ed flag football league. And therefore, any generation, no matter if you're a baby boomer, Gen X, millennial like me, or Gen Z or Gen Alpha, any generation benefits from playing sports and exercising. And for me personally, I love teaching and enrolling in group exercise classes, and it counters each and every one of these wonders of all facets of health. So dementia is countered by remembering moves Early death is countered by being social and at the same time boosting our physical health and our emotional health and our mental health and our spiritual health. And of course, stroke and cardiovascular disease are even more prevented through said activities and nutrition choices. One statistic that also stood out to me was that it is getting worse in society of the amount of adults who get enough sleep. So SH03 in a Healthy People 2030 states to increase the proportion of adults who get enough sleep. There are foods and beverages that are conducive to better sleep, such as chamomile tea and lavender tea without caffeine. It is found to help users fall asleep. And warm milk is another beverage that alleviates insomnia. Warm plant-based milk is what I personally prefer, such as almond milk, such as oat milk, such as soy milk is my number one favorite. And research overall is inconsistent about whether or not certain foods such as turkey are associated with sleepiness. There is an amino acid that's predominant in turkey is tryptophan. And there are research that is inconsistent about whether or not that amino acid within turkey helps protein unit is associated with sleepiness. And there are activities that help calm you down at night, such as yoga and even meditation. These forms of physical and mental relaxation are associated with sleep quality and stress management. I even wrote an article for graduate school associated with sleep advice. It is entitled Advice to Bring Your Inner Sleeping Beauty to Life. You can read this article at the Adelphi chapter of her campus. There are so many other facets of mental health. However, I'm going to end the episode right here, and I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you who love to listen to my podcast. All of you are wonderful. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing name of mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical health. God bless. See you next time.